Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy again, Choku, behind the camera, and you know when I'm there, it's another banger that is coming your way. Welcome to the Covenant Raw Podcast Show, and today I have a special guest, Mr. Michael Chingwara. He is the president for the Zimbabwean community and the African community at large. And Mr. Michael, welcome to the Covenant Raw Podcast Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on this platform, on this podcast. I'm so honored. I'm so happy to be here. This is my first time to be on a podcast. Okay. So I shall change this format. Right. So I want to thank you for what you're doing for the community. You know, having a podcast in the community is something else, something big. So I want to say kudos to you guys. May you keep the spirit and motive high.
And that's where you heard it. He said, kudos to you guys. Thank you so much, the Covenant Raw Podcast team. A big shout out to my co-hosts, Percy Peaches and Kevin. Thank you so much. Mr. Michael, can you tell us more about this job of yours? How is it in a daily basis, being a leader, combining it with your education and
Okay, being a leader, it's not just a position. It is a core for responsibility. So many times, this job is so draining. It is a jumbo-sized task.
Yeah,
you understand? Yeah. Yes, because dealing with people is something that requires patience and strength as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we are into it. We are trying our best to save people. Being a president, you are the civil servant, the number one civil servant of the people. Mm-hmm. So we are trying our best to deliver this mandate and to make sure that we are not corrupt along the way. You understand?
Yeah. Anyways, before this, when I gave you a chance, you shouted thumbs up to the team that is doing this podcast in the community.
Yeah,
and I wanted to ask you specifically why you gave a thumbs up. Why is it so important that we do these conversations? Or maybe people might think we are doing it for fame, to get money, but there's an element of awareness there. So what do you think about it?
No, I think having a podcast in our community is something that is a necessity. It is of paramount importance that we have a podcast, because it is only on these forums, on these platforms, that we get to discuss conversation like this one. Yes. So we really appreciate what you're doing for the community. Mm. It shows that as youth we are beginning to awaken, and we are taking a certain trajectory that is leading to greatness.
All right.
We always expect substance of hype.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste much of your time. Today, I invited Mr. Michael for a specific reason in this specific purpose. And the main thing that we are here is to discuss something about embassies and its diplomacy. We want to raise awareness. You know, we are international students. We are living abroad, far from home. And sometimes there are issues that we do not understand. And there are problems that we are going through that we cannot solve only because we lack knowledge. So Mr. Michael here is the president, and he can help us with such information. So Mr. Michael, I'll be asking you a few questions, then we discuss about these things. And the first question that I can ask is, what's the embassy itself?
Okay. Actually, before coming to this conversation, to this podcast, I contacted the embassy to see if they are willing, if they are comfortable for me to narrate and educate people about how the embassy works. So they actually gave me an advice that it would be better for this podcast to invite them. They said that they are more than willing to come to this podcast, or maybe do a live or sort of like a video clip they sent to them. So I'm going to just paraphrase so that I may not preempt what they are going to say. Yes. So basically, the embassy, it is a representative that acts as a representative of a country in a foreign country. Understand? So they maintain government to government relations, and the way they operate is mostly on diplomacy. So, yes, I think that is they render these services called consular services, and they enjoy immunity, certain immunity under the Vienna Convention of 1961. Yes. So basically, that is an embassy. They protect these people, their citizens in a foreign country.
Okay. So yeah. Then the embassy itself, since we say it protects people in a foreign country, I want you to elaborate that one. What kind of things does it protect us from? Is it in terms of war only that we can run to the embassy? Because that's what I heard before. Yes. If you just run into the embassy, you're now in a safe zone.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
so I will just get some more info there.
Okay. In as much the embassy wants to protect its citizens, or in our case, students, they have their own limitations. So maybe in case of, let's say, someone has been arrested, a Zimbabwean has been arrested, the embassy, they can assist in some way, but in that way, they should make sure that they are not interfering with the local legal procedures. Otherwise, they can be rendered as persona non grata. You understand? They will suffer this risk of becoming unwelcome in that country, that host country. Yes. So whatever they do, they have to be cautious, and they must make sure to prioritize the main goal, to maintain government to government relations. Yes.
Okay. So there are certain problems that they can venture into, and there are others that they cannot venture into. Maybe we'll start with the risky ones that they cannot venture into. You talked of getting into a prison. What about pregnancies, death, those things?
When we say consular services, the embassy can expand in those fields, like in case of emergencies, like we have births, they assist, make sure that the child is registered, like in the system. They, in case of maybe death, they help assist us in police clearance, and also make sure that the death certificates and the repatriation of the body is done in the proper way. Yes. So in case of, let's say, a passport has been lost, you have to make sure that they know their way of it. They also provide visas to foreign citizens as well. Yes. So basically, that is the role of the embassy.
Okay, so can we visit these embassies or?
Yes, you're more than welcome to visit the embassy. They're actually yearning for us to visit them. You understand? But it is only because our students, they don't have this knowledge, that they think that embassy is out of reach. Understand? But there's Zimbabwe, the ambassador, Miss Como. She's a friendly woman. She actually loved to be with us.
Okay. All right. Let's say I'm a student living abroad, right? I came back home. I'm suffering such problems of money issues. Can they help me with finances?
Like I said, that the embassy, they have their own limitations. So I'm not so sure. I don't want to lie. I'm not so sure. But in case like someone has been arrested, they're not allowed to pay bail out.
Why?
They'll be interfering in the legal procedures. So they have to maintain this neutrality to some extent.
So, but these people stand as, you can say they stand as a family.
Is there like parents?
Yeah, like parents.
Yes.
So can a parent not bail a child out?
Yeah, but they have their main priorities. You understand? Yes. So they have to make sure that they fulfill the main priorities, because they are also like lodging in another country. So they don't have to make sure that they hinder these relations between India and Zimbabwe.
Yeah, then there is this perception that embassies are a bit distant or rather slow to respond. I think we know that issue. Where we feel as if the embassies are no longer with us, or they don't even know us. These are issues that citizens are facing day by day. What can you say about that?
Yeah, personally, I used to say that. I used to think that embassies, they're just a toothless bulldog. You understand? It is more of like a talking shop.
Yeah.
So it was before I realized how they work. Understand? What they do is more of diplomacy. Understand? So they don't want to associate themselves with the juvenile delinquency, which is associated with students. You understand? So in many ways, they will be doing something underground, but on the surface, it will appear as if they're doing nothing else. But actually, those guys they work tirelessly to make sure that our welfare here in India is.
Are there some cases that you can just point out and give examples that are not confidential, but they worked?
Okay, like in case of Leo, like when he passed away, they actually hold the school into accountability, like what is really happening at the school. They demanded answers, and they also helping in the repatriation of the body. Yes. At our side, it was like the embassies letting us down, understand? But they were pressing their buttons in the background, yes.
And mainly, the students also, we also have this problem. You were talking about schools. I heard you were talking about schools. And when we come into this foreign country or when we come abroad, there are some things that we are promised. You get. Let's say most of our agents right now, they're talking of scholarships. They're talking of 100% scholarship. In 100% scholarship, I'm expecting everything to be provided. And when we come here, now we are facing such problems. And can the embassy help us with that issue? Whereby agents are abusing or are taking advantage because we don't know. And they are telling you, you will be given this, what, and students are getting sick. And flyers are spreading everywhere. We need help for this child. We need help for this child. But the agents or the ones that are providing us, the private sector that we are using, is saying all those things are provided.
Actually, the thing of agencies, it is a cause for concern. The last time, I think it was in 2025, in September, we paid a visit to the embassy. Actually, that thing of agencies, it popped up and we actually discussed about it. So it is true that yes, these agencies, they are now misguiding students who are to come to India. So what they are doing is very wrong. They are exaggerating the India that is here.
Yeah.
You understand? So in many ways, the students who have this India with greener pastures, I'm going to have a job, I'm going to be working, I'm going to excel in almost everything, you understand this? But only to discover when you arrive in India that it is the exact opposite, you understand? Because that visa that we have, this visa, does not allow you to engage in any business. Any business.
Right. You mean any job?
Any job.
Any business that I do in India,
yes,
with a student visa becomes illegal.
Yes. Generally, you can do it, but it is not allowed. You can only face the consequences when you are now in a hot soup, like when the business starts acting against you. So that is when you see that you own yourself. Yes. So many agencies, we have agencies like Idova. Yes. That one is a big one. You know. So that point, it is misleading people. There are a lot of shenanigans surrounding this body.
Mhm.
It's sometimes the body called PUZS. We actually made some efforts to make sure that this
Right.
body is stopped.
use it.
It stands for Progressive Union of Zimbabwean Students.
Okay.
Yes. So they actually made some efforts to make sure that this board, especially Indova, should be stopped because it is misleading and misguiding for students who are coming to India.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you talked of the student visas, and we come here with beliefs that there is an opportunity for what, for careers, everything, and maybe the background that I'm coming from is not that strong as expected. You get. Then I come here expecting a job maybe that is paying me as I'm continuing with my education. But you realize that even to do the job, you have to pay to do the job. So people are now doing a lot of things like those businesses that we are talking of. We are now opening our eyes, as you say, because we are realizing that we cannot survive. You get. And some of those things are now causing, what can I say, commotion or those hot soups that we are talking about. So what can you say about that issue? Because I've been lied to from the beginning, and now I'm just trying to cover up surviving in that line.
Okay. What I can say concerning this situation, I think all of us we are victims of that situation. The India we used to have in Zimbabwe was a little bit exaggerated. Yes. What I'm now facing here now, yes, the India I'm facing now, India is more of a battlefield to me. So all of us now, I think we are all veterans. Because you're fighting battles at a daily basis. So I think these agents they have to do this awareness campaigns when they are advertising their jobs, their India, their universities. Because many students when they come to India, they end up doing prostitution. Some they end up into crimes. You understand? So all these things we end up inviting the embassy to come and face us for these things. But many of these problems they are our own creation. You understand? Recently, when we went to embassy, there was this situation, this case of a Zimbabwean girl who was now in the quagmire of Nigerian guys. You understand? So the embassy was summoned to extract that girl because the Nigerian guy will be saying that I've been spending my money, I've been investing in you. You're not my property. So where do you want to go? You've taken my chichi, so you're my property, you're my wife. You cannot leave me. You understand? And we all know Nigerians how they are. You understand? So it is safe.